Yeah, I mean, generally, really happy with the first half. Obviously, a little bit of human nature, kicks in the second half. Obviously, it would have been a much different type of game. I think it would have been, more competitive game. For those guys to lose a couple of players, literally, day of game to whatever ailment or injury. Took Staten and Stone with those guys. Obviously they, pretty competitive versus another team in our league. But obviously those two guys not being available, turned the game, I think, into what it became. But it was good to get a lot of guys minutes. It was good to try to, the only negative is hoping to, get Andre into the 20s and, get, most of our starters or high minute guys into the 20s. So if there's any negative, maybe not getting Andre that cardio into the 20-minute plus range. Tristan not into the 20-plus range are probably the only negatives for me. And then second half defense, but some of that's probably human nature.
What do you think you learned about your team?
I mean, I think what we learned is that we, that older group with Joey and Tristan and Hassan and Naheem, when Jordan and Andre are back, has got a lot of different types of weapons on the perimeter. Guard, we've got guard depth. We've had some high-end guard quality without the depth on the back end, and the depth that we have is, I think, is really, really strong. And obviously, you love what you have at center, and we love the tandem that we have at the four, especially when Sampson's back. But I just think we're a team, like a lot of teams this time of year, in terms of the way the schedule falls and how you need to play these non-conference games. It's we're ready to play 25 of our next 26 versus big people.
Question?
I mean, what do you can take, obviously the competition level hasn't been the highest for us, compared to what you're going to face this week.
Yeah, like every other team in the country. Yeah. What would?
At most.
Yeah.
What have you seen that makes you confident you're going to be able to stack up against the top teams you face this week?
Yeah, I mean, these guys have played basketball at a high level their whole career. So, you expect over the course of a long season, not a 1 week season. Next week we play a long season where we feel like our quality will show.
Coach, how's the toughness? That was a big thing for you in the preseason. How has it been throughout the first 5 games?
I think it's increased since Andre's been back. Andre's going to help that. I don't know if it's necessarily in the DNA of this team. I think this is more of a skilled team. I think it's more of a team with a high IQ and has a real. I think it fits each other pretty well in terms of you have the two centers that both can create problems for the other team, and then I think you see the shooting is potentially there, and then you have the depth at guard. Obviously, losing that 4-man athletic long player in Sampson. I mean, that's a big piece that we're still missing. But I just think you can see the design of the team. I think it makes sense now. Now this group, again, it hasn't played together for a long time. I mean, this was the second game that this group has played together. And Andre missed both close scrimmages, so it's a completely new team that may have some struggles early, but over the course of this season, I think our quality will show. I think it's potentially a strong team.
Can you speak to how Jordan has adjusted since he's gotten back to play?
Yeah, Jordan, he just creates so much spacing for you at the offensive end of the court. He hasn't had a great runway into these two. I think he'll benefit a lot. He'll benefit a lot from the from getting a couple days of practice leading up to Oregon on Thursday, and just getting more time on the court. Both him and Andre, they just haven't had a lot of time with the group, based on being out. But we're going to need him to show up on the perimeter big for us in these big games we're about to play. The next 25 of 26 games are going to be very, very high-level games.
Talk a little bit more about the center position. I mean, Adama hasn't had to play a lot of minutes, and you're getting something out of Donovan when he goes in there. How much of a help is that?
It's huge. I mean, teams have to prepare, obviously, for our center position. And they're both two different types of players, and the spacing that they create. I just think with the way that the team is constituted, forces people to pick their poison, and because Adama is really, really difficult to deal with in one-on-one situations, and then when Donovan plays for that position and he gets in the ball screen game and rolls to the rim, it puts the other team in a bad position to either give up a lob dunk or to give up a three.
Do you think people have to respect Snuggo's range a little bit more now since he's shown his first 5 games?
Yeah, what do you think? He took one today?
Yeah, but he's like, what?
I know. I thought he had a chance to launch another one. Yeah, he's going to shoot it, especially when he plays against these bigger centers. And he loves that top of the key. I mean, that's a great spot for him when we play 5 out with him. And yeah, I believe in his three. I believe in it.
In terms of those one-on-ones with Adama, how have you seen the work that he put in over the summer, kind of the new moves that he's got to work out?
Yeah, I think he's got new moves, and I think he's obviously become a better passer and a better face-up handler passer. But I think the difference is he right now he generally is having shooting at every other position around him. So I just think he has more space and more room to make moves than he did last year. When maybe he had a lot of help defenders digging it out, doubles, triples.
Did Tristan get banged up a little bit there?
I think he got hit in a bad spot. I think he was okay. I mean, we were really, it was probably the toughest game to allocate minutes because you realize where the game's going, and obviously, I think we pulled we pulled our pressure man defense after probably 8 or 10 minutes, and then you just really want to try to get people to that 20-minute threshold in the game if you can, and I mean, I think he's okay.
And Andre coming off the bench, that's just more like just easing him back into it.
Yeah, that didn't go our way today. It was like the other day he was like the 8th man, and I think he was maybe I think he was about the 3rd guy in, just because we didn't know what he could do. And today the plan was 6th man. Let's try to get 22 to 24 minutes so we can start you on Thursday, which I thought his cardio was good. He was just he was just a little bit overly hyped up today, and then he just found himself in some bad spots.
What do you like about the way that come out 3 games in 4 days against good competition?
Yeah, I'm excited about, listen, schedules fall the way they fall in the non-conference. Some things are out of your control in terms of the way you structure it. In a perfect world, maybe one of these games is a high major, but we don't always have control over that part of our schedule. You're in an MTE that's played when it's played. Your Florida game is something that we had to accept that date, and then we waited for months for a Big 12, Big East date that took us forever to get from the league and from that whole situation. So, I just thought you saw a team that was tired of these type of games in the second half and is ready to go attack the rest of the season. These games suck worse than the high major games. I mean, you want to play these next week games. No one likes these. I mean, because you could blow your season on playing these. I mean, these games are about to play now. Now you're about trying to build a great season as opposed to like blowing up your season before you can even build the season.
Is
there anything you're hoping to learn about your team in Portland? Anything in particular, any area you want to improve on? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've had some, I think, you know, just like some individual defensive battles lost, I thought, at times, not guarding the ball well enough. So some breakdowns on the backboard. But in general, I just seen a team that's going to be able to weather storms and play through adversity. You know, it's you know, being able to play the close scrimmage, especially against somebody the quality of a Virginia. Am I even allowed to say that? Is there compliance in here?
No.
Thank you.
You didn't say the score.
I didn't say the score, but you know, we got a chance to see what a top team looked like. You know, we have a number of players that have played against top competition. I just think this team right now needs to play some really, really challenging games so that the team can learn and grow and develop a cohesion and go through some periods of time where you know, you get big wins, you have some brutal losses, and you form a strong team, a camaraderie.
Coach, you spoke highly on Joey's shooting, but he also had 6 assists tonight. Can you talk about that facet of his game?
Yeah, I mean, Joey, you know, if Joey holds up defensively, obviously, when you play these high major games, it's a whole nother level of being able to stop some high-level perimeter people from breaking you down. So across the board, our perimeter guys are going to have to step up their individual defense. But the thing that happens now, again, when you have the depth we have at guard, there's like a rotation you have in mind, but we now have the luxury of playing the guys that are playing the best, as opposed to just playing people in a rotation. And you know, Joey was one of our better guards today. You know, he probably deserved to play more minutes in today's game, and I think that's going to be the approach now. No one gets, there's no gift minutes right now going into this stretch of schedule right now. Like, you got to play well to stay on the court, especially at the guard spot.
What was going on with the technical, just it came out through time.
I mean, listen, I don't, you know, I had a point that I wanted to make, and that's, you know, I respect Pat. Pat's a great ref. He's been an unbelievable ref for a really long period of time. He refed me. I mean, I got a ton of respect for Pat, but you know, if there's a point I want to make, I'm gonna make my point. Obviously, I don't want to get a lot of technical fouls. But, you know, I also, you know, I watch other games on TV too, so. I don't think that'll earn me any type of repercussion.
One more. Can you speak on Donovan? I think the season high 16 tonight.
Is that what he had?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I found myself yelling at him about his ball screen defense once, and you know, hey, listen, he's going to be playing against a much higher level of competition now, and for him, it's all about, you know, just being able to kind of, you know, keep up with the athleticism he's going to see now around him. You know, being able to, you know, do a good job in ball screen defense. You know, but yeah, I mean, that's a special guy who's, you can see, you know, what he has the chance to become here with us. You know, and he's going to learn a lot this next week, just like all freshmen do when they play in these first big time games. I mean, it's like, it's not going to be easy. It's not a lot of freshmen, some high level freshmen I look at around the country and in our league that aren't even playing or not playing much.
Good.
Anything else, men? Women? Sorry. All right.
Coach,